Welcome, tech enthusiasts and ethical explorers. Today, we're diving into the moral minefield of generative AI. Buckle up, because this ride is about to get philosophically bumpy.
Oh boy, Mark. Are we going to need digital hard hats for this ethical excavation?
You bet, Tom. We're about to navigate the treacherous waters of ethical considerations in GenAI development and deployment. It's like trying to teach a robot the trolley problem while it's driving the trolley. Let's kick things off with bias and fairness. Tom, imagine if we trained an AI using only episodes of The Office. What kind of workplace would it think is normal?
Well, Mark, I suppose we'd end up with an AI that thinks staplers in Jell-O is a standard office practice. But jokes aside, bias in AI is a serious issue. It's like trying to teach a child about the world by only showing them one neighborhood.
Exactly. And that's why startups need to be super vigilant about the data they feed their AI. It's not just about creating smart systems, but fair ones too. As one AI ethicist put it, the greatest challenge in Gen AI is not creating intelligent systems, but creating fair and unbiased ones that reflect the diversity of human experience. Next up, we've got transparency and explainability. Mark, remember when we were kids and the teacher always made us show our work in math class?
Oh, don't remind me, Tom. I still have nightmares about long division.
Well, it turns out our teachers were preparing us for the world of AI ethics. Gen AI systems need to be able to explain their decisions, especially in critical areas like healthcare or finance. It's like asking Siri not just for directions, but to explain why she chose that particular route. Moving on to privacy and data protection. Tom, imagine if your AI assistant was like that one friend who can't keep a secret.
Oh no. You mean like my cousin Eddie, who broadcast my embarrassing high school nickname at my wedding?
Exactly. But instead of just your nickname, it's sharing your entire digital life. That's why startups need to be extra careful with data. It's not just about following regulations like GDPR, it's about building trust with users. Now let's talk about accountability and governance. Mark, if an AI makes a mistake, who do we send to detention?
Well, Tom, that's the million-dollar question. As AI systems become more autonomous, startups need to figure out who's responsible when things go wrong. It's like trying to decide who to blame when your robot vacuum cleaner goes rogue and eats your favorite socks.
Sounds like startups need to create their own AI principles office, with clear policies and maybe even an ethics board, but hopefully with less detention and more constructive feedback. Let's not forget about the environmental impact of Gen AI. Tom, did you know that training some large AI models can generate as much CO2 as 5 cars over their lifetimes?
Wow, that's a lot of carbon for some silicon smarts. So what you're saying is, we need our AIs to be not just book smart, but tree-hugging smart too.
Exactly. Startups need to think about optimizing their algorithms for energy efficiency. It's like teaching your AI to turn off the lights when it leaves a room, if it had a room, or lights. Last but not least, we've got societal impact and job displacement. Mark, are we training our future robot overlords here?
Well, Tom, let's hope not. But jokes aside, this is a serious concern. As Gen AI advances, it could automate many tasks currently done by humans. It's like introducing a super-efficient, never-sleeping, never-complaining employee into the workforce.
Sounds like every manager's dream and every worker's nightmare. So what should startups do?
Great question. They need to think about how their tech can augment human workers rather than replace them. It's about creating AI assistants, not AI replacements. And they should also consider supporting reskilling initiatives. After all, we want a future where humans and AIs work together, not one where we're all out of a job because a robot took it.
Now, Tom, let's pull out our ethical compass and navigate the Wardley Map for these considerations. It's like a treasure map, but instead of X marking the spot for buried gold, we're looking for the sweet spot of responsible innovation.
Our matey, let's set sail on these ethical seas. What does our map show us?
Well, first off, we see that user trust is our North Star here. It's at the top of our map, showing that everything else we do should be in service of building and maintaining that trust.
Aye, Captain. And what about our ethical considerations? Where do they land on this map of moral waters?
Great question, First Mate Tom. Our ethical considerations are spread across the map, from Genesis to commodity. This shows that ethics isn't just a checkbox at the end, but something that needs to be baked into every stage of development.
So it's less like adding ethical sprinkles on top and more like mixing ethical flour into the batter.
Exactly. And look here, we can see that things like bias mitigation and transparency are still in the early stages, closer to genesis. This suggests that startups have a real opportunity to innovate in these areas.
Ah, the uncharted territories of ethical AI. And what about the more established areas?
Well, data protection is further along towards commodity, probably because of existing regulations like GDPR. But look at environmental impact. It's still quite early in its evolution. This could be a key differentiator for forward-thinking startups.
So what you're saying is, the startups that can navigate these ethical waters successfully might just find their pot of gold at the end of the AI rainbow.
You've got it, Tom. The map shows that ethical considerations aren't just about avoiding pitfalls. They're a real opportunity for competitive advantage. Startups that can effectively address these issues while advancing their tech are likely to come out on top.
Well, shiver me timbers, Mark. Looks like in the world of GenAI, the most valuable treasure might just be a strong moral compass.
And there you have it, folks. We've navigated the choppy waters of ethical considerations in GenAI, from bias busting to eco-friendly algorithms. Remember, in the world of AI, it's not just about being smart. It's about being smart and good.
Absolutely, Mark. It seems the key to success in GenAI isn't just having a powerful processor, but a robust ethical framework, too. After all, we want our AIs to pass the Turing test, not fail a moral one.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Tom. To all you GenAI startups out there, remember, code responsibly, innovate ethically, and may your AI's moral compass always point true north. Until next time, this is Mark and Tom, signing off from the ethical frontier of AI.